All rise. Support court with Judge Vanderby is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB1078, McKinney case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Ms. McKinney,
Yes, ma'am.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, Your Honor, I am here to try to recoup costs that I've incurred with my daughter.
All right.
She's 9 years old. She's been with me since birth, and I'm paying for everything. I've been doing it all on my own,
All right.
without a problem, but I've been doing it all on my own.
All right. And when you say all on your own, Dad isn't helping out financially at all?
At all.
Okay. And you said your daughter's 9.
Yes.
Okay, get ready for a courtroom battle unlike any other. A mother is battling for child support after raising her daughter alone for 9 years, and the father is refusing to accept responsibility even as paternity is being questioned. What began as a brief weekend affair has escalated into a legal battle with intense emotions. Does the father have to fulfill his role? Can the mother obtain justice after years of financial hardship? Stay tuned for this courtroom drama.
Curricular activities, that word always messes me up.
Yes, ma'am. Basketball, track and field, and tennis.
All right. Does Dad pay for any of those?
No, ma'am.
How much are the fees associated annually with each one of those?
Annually, probably roughly $4,700.
All right. Is Dad aware that she's in these activities?
Yes.
All right. The extracurricular activities, does he attend those?
No, Your Honor.
So he doesn't pay for those.
No.
So what is the backstory? I mean, she's 9, so were you all in a relationship previously? Like what happened?
We were in a situationship for a weekend.
What in the world is that?
Well, it was a little bit more than a one-night stand. It lasted approximately 72 hours. I was on business in Washington, D.C., and he was...
Okay, get ready for a courtroom battle unlike any other. AAV mother is battling for child support after raising her daughter alone for 9 years, and the father is refusing to accept responsibility even as paternity is being questioned. What began as a brief weekend affair has escalated into a legal battle with intense emotions. Does the father have to fulfill his role? Can the mother obtain justice after years of financial hardship? Stay tuned for this courtroom drama.
I need to be careful what I ask.
Well, listen, the night grew long, and things happened within the next 72 hours. And so, yeah, that's the
Okay.
extent of it.
Okay. And you got pregnant?
Yes.
Okay. Was he involved in the pregnancy?
Well, he was definitely there.
Well, no, throughout your pregnancy.
Oh, throughout? No, ma'am.
Okay. So you just literally had the baby, no help from him, nothing like that. Did he show up at the hospital?
No, he was late.
Okay. So did you all have a DNA test done?
No.
Does he know he's the father?
He doesn't think that he is, and he's the only Caucasian that I've ever been with, so.
Okay. So that's where the issue.
This is where things drastically change, as the father minimizes the whole scenario in an effort to defend himself. The child believes that since the mother earns more money than he does, she should bear the financial responsibility, even though the mother refers to it as a situationship that lasted only 72 hours. The law isn't about how much you make, it's about providing for your child. Is the father utilizing his financial circumstances as a justification, or is there more going on here?
He hasn't given you any money.
But he sent text messages, and he sent happy birthdays, things
Okay.
of that nature. How is she doing? So I believe if he didn't care at all, he wouldn't send those text messages. Now, he's done that for the past 9 years. I've just never seen any greenbacks to follow those texts.
Okay. So when he arrived at the hospital, did he sign the acknowledgement of paternity?
No, Your Honor, when I meant he was late, the baby was already a week old at the time. I was already at home. We'd left the hospital. That's what I mean by late.
Oh, so he didn't show up at the hospital at all?
No, Your Honor.
So he didn't sign the birth certificate or any acknowledgement of paternity or anything like that?
No.
Okay. So you're here today to do what exactly?
Well, I was hoping you would be able to help me, first and foremost, establish paternity
Okay.
at this point.
All right.
And
Well, we would definitely have to do that before any child support takes place.
Of course.
It's becoming personal now. The father raises his own newborn son in an attempt to draw a comparison between the circumstances and his new family. I know he's mine because he's white, he says, arguing about race and his relationship with the child's mother. However, what does that actually demonstrate? And why should a biological connection be so readily disregarded based on presumptions? The child in question is a 9-year-old girl who has been neglected. Does the father possess the capacity to distinguish between his past transgressions and his upcoming obligations?
What you want me to know before I move over to him?
No, that's pretty much it. I've just been doing everything on my own. In my heart of hearts, I know that he is the father. I have no doubt. I'm just needing assistance.
Okay. All right. All right. Sir,
Yes, Your Honor.
is what she's saying. Now, let me be clear in my questions because I just realized that I probably shouldn't have asked that question like that. Now, bypass all the 72-hour stuff that she talked about, right? Now, she's pregnant.
She was.
Okay, you were not involved in that process at all in
No.
terms of the pregnancy.
Look, let me just start off by saying that most of what she said is essentially true.
Okay.
Although there's some giant omissions in there and some things that you need to take into account to get the full picture.
Well, does it involve the 72-hour
So
thing?
we were involved approximately that amount of time, yes.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
There are many inconsistencies in the father's defense. He acknowledges that he might be the father, but claims that his uncertainty regarding paternity has prevented him from acting. Is he genuinely unsure, or is this only a ploy to escape? Accountability? Whether he likes it or not, a child has a right to know their father, and the fact that he has avoided providing them with any emotional or financial support says a lot. The judge is correct. Regardless of the girl's past, she deserves assistance, and it's time for the father to take action or face legal repercussions.
Specific
Well, don't
details
worry.
about that.
I'm not here to give you the details of it. I'm just here to tell you that we were in an intimate relationship on and off for about 72 hours, yes.
Okay. So, after you found out she was pregnant, what happened?
Well, first let me add some context to everything before I answer that, Your Honor. She works for the federal government. I'm a teacher. I'm a high school teacher. She
Okay.
makes significantly more money than I do. I make about $60,000 a year. I don't know the exact figure of her annual income, but I know it's a lot more than that. She's in far better position to support her daughter than I would be, and what she's asking for.
You
for me-
said her daughter, so you truly don't believe this is your child.
I am willing to accept that it may be, but we've not done a DNA test. What she said about being only with one copy.
The point is that a child, his potential child, has been denied resources for 9 years. And now, after all this time, he wants to hide behind a financial excuse. The law doesn't care about your situation or your salary. It cares about the child. The father is still avoiding the real issue, which is that a child deserves support from both parents. Will he finally take responsibility? Or is this just another dodge? Are you aware of the moment when he said that the mother doesn't need financial help because she earns more than he does?
She was honest with a lot of the stuff she said fairly, but here's a big thing she forgot to mention. I have a son of my own. I have a newborn son, and with my fiance.
Congratulations.
What does
Thank
that
you
have
very
to do
much.
with this?
This is
Well,
what it has.
I allowed you
Okay.
the opportunity to speak. This is his time. And
Yes,
now
sir.
I asked you, was there anything else you needed me to know before I moved over to
But I
him?
already know he's gonna push my buttons.
Okay, well, just sit there and don't let him push your buttons.
Okay.
That's the easy, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can do that.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead.
So I have a newborn son with my fiance, and I know that he's my son for sure. And I know, and
How do you know?
What, ma'am? And then the father reveals something shocking. It's puzzling that he would deny his role before a straightforward test can resolve everything. This isn't just about money. It's about acknowledging the child's existence and providing emotional and financial stability. The way this father is avoiding even a basic responsibility raises a lot of red flags. His insistence on not paying child support is linked to the idea that he might be the father, but we haven't confirmed it. With a DNA test, could a DNA test serve as the impetus for him to come out at last?
As the woman who gave birth to him has been with me and only me for the past 3 years now. That's how I know that he is my son. And he does, despite being a newborn, having a little newborn face, he does look like me. I can tell. So, but anyway, what she's asking for, she does not need financial compensation from me to support possibly our daughter. And the other factor she didn't take into consideration.
Wait a minute. Did I hear that right? Let me rewind.
Yeah, he said need.
Let me
I'm sorry.
rewind that. You said she does not need money from you. So let me make sure I got that right.
She makes so much more than me.
Right. So even if it is your child,
Right.
she still doesn't need to get money from you?
In my opinion, this is what she's doing here right now has nothing to do with needing money. It has to do with jealousy. She's trying to interfere with my relationship with my new son and my fiance.
Baby, I care less about that, okay?